The Abalone, the Starfish, and the Crab. Once upon a time, there was an abalone and a starfish. They were the best of friends, and they both lived on a small rock in the ocean off the coast of Monterey, California. The two were very happy together and enjoyed a simple life. Then one day, a Dungeness crab came scurrying along the seafloor. He spotted the abalone and the starfish. He noticed how happy they were living together on their little rock. This made the crab very jealous. He decided he wanted the rock all for himself. So, he told the abalone and the starfish that they had to leave. He said the rock was his home now, and they were no longer welcome. The abalone and the starfish didn't like this one bit. That rock was the only home they had ever known. The crab had no right to tell them to leave, so they refused to move. However, the crab wouldn't take no for an answer. So he climbed on the rock and pulled the starfish off and tossed him onto the seafloor. Next, the crab tried to do the same thing to the abalone, but the abalone was much too strong and its shell was much too hard to penetrate. Then, the crab had a small motorboat approaching. He jumped off the rock, grabbed the starfish, and yelled, "Hey, abalone, check this out!" Just as the boat passed on the surface above, the crab threw the starfish up into the propeller. The starfish was instantly chopped into 1,000 pieces. The surrounding sea was filled with the dust-like pieces of the starfish. After a few minutes, the pieces were swept away by the current, and the sea was clear once more. The abalone was devastated by the loss of his friend, but he still refused to leave. He wasn't going to let the crab have that rock after what he had just done. He wasn't going to reward the crab for killing his best friend. At the same time, the crab was very stubborn and used to getting his way. He refused to leave as well. So, there the two stayed on the small rock. Years passed. Just as the abalone and the starfish had become great friends earlier, the abalone and the crab were now great enemies, and their hatred grew more and more each day. Then one day, the abalone noticed something off in the distance. The seafloor looked darker. He didn't think much of it. It was miles away, and figured it would be gone soon. The next day, the crab noticed the same thing. This time it was much closer. He also didn't think much of it, and figured it would be gone soon. On the third day, the darkness was even closer and moving in fast. The abalone and the crab could now see what it was. It was starfish. It was an enormous mass of thousands of identical starfish. The abalone's best friend wasn't dead after all. All those tiny pieces of starfish chopped up by the propeller and swept away by the current had each grown into a full starfish. They were each a starfish with a memory of a friend, a home, and the crab that took it all from them. Now they had returned from where the current had taken them. They were back to reclaim their home, see their old friend, and have their revenge. They surrounded the rock and started to cover it. The crab was able to fight off the first few, but there were far too many, and they just kept coming. The giant mass of starfish engulfed the crab, tore him to shreds, and ate his remains. The starfish was now home once again, and the abalone had more friends than ever before. But the rock was far too small for all of them to live, so they left their home for good, in search of some place nice, with no crabs.